So we stood up on the board, we're comfortable, we got our balance, we're ready to go. Now, we got to figure out how to move this board. So there's a couple strokes that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the forward stroke, the braking stroke, and the sweep stroke. Paddling strokes can be broken down into 4 segments: the catch phase, the power phase, the release phase, and the recovery. A solid grip and the proper form of holding your paddle is going to make things a lot easier. You know, if you can hold the paddle kind of above your head with your arms 90 degrees, this is going to be about the appropriate width on the paddle handle as you're holding it. So you have your stand-up paddle in front of you, and you kind of notice this curve on it. The curve is kind of bending up and away, and you're kind of curious to which way you should hold the paddle. The paddle is designed that the curve face should be facing you during your stroke. So the top part of the curve should be pointing towards the nose, and the inside of the curve radius should be facing towards yourself, your feet, when you're paddling. And now for the forward stroke, you're going to lean forward and you're going to put that paddle as far as you can forward and pull towards you, holding the shape of your arms. So when you're doing your stroke, you're going to be reaching forward as far as you can. Power stroke, you're going to be drawing to your feet. And once you hit your feet, you're going to want to pop that paddle out of the water, kind of release it there, because once you go beyond your feet, you're not being really effective with the stroke anymore. You're actually going to be transferring a lot of the energy maybe down and causing the board to bounce. So from as far forward as you can reach, draw in, pop up at your feet. Kind of treat it like a front wheel drive vehicle. And now how do we slow this thing down? Well, you can use what's called a braking stroke. Here it's going to be closer to your kind of feet, but basically you're going to set the paddle in the water, catch the water kind of, and push backwards to the opposite direction of motion. You can also put the kind of paddle into the water and kind of drag it and slow yourself down. But a braking stroke, you know, kind of controlling the small strokes is actually a little easier way to kind of keep your balance and not tip over too bad when you're trying to slow the board down. The last stroke we're going to talk about today is the sweep stroke. Now this is a real effective way to get the board to turn around quickly. You can do it with a little bit of forward motion. It's almost easiest to do if you're at standstill to get the board turned around. So you're still going to kind of reach forward, do your catch at the nose of the board, but instead of drawing along the rail of the board, you're going to do a long sweeping arc almost all the way, maybe 2/3 of the way down the rail of the board. So not all the way to the tail, but just a little bit beyond your feet and push. So what this is going to do is push the front end of the board over to the opposite direction. So if I want it to turn to the right, I will do my sweep stroke on the left side of the board. If I want to turn to the left, I'll do my sweep stroke on the right side of the board. So a long sweeping arc to the outside will really turn the nose of the board and help you get to the direction you want to go. So what we call a pivot turn is basically getting into your surf stance, shifting the weight to the tail of the board, and then performing a sweep stroke. And with this, you can have the board turn almost a 180 real fast. And this is used more in a lot of racing situations if you're racing or trying to get around a buoy fast. But it's really helpful when you're out surfing in Superior and you see that perfect wave coming, you want to turn fast. Step on the back of the board, do a sweep turn, couple strokes, and you're riding back towards the shore and a big smile on your face. Well, I hope you enjoyed some of these tech tips today. Please use them and enjoy yourself out on the water.